Hello, good morning everyone. This is Dr. T. Kannan, roll number 17, HOD in charge and assistant professor, Department of Economics, School of Liberal and Creative Arts, Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science, Chennai. So, I want to thanks to Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, Marwada University, UGC Malviya Mission Training Center, Chhatrapati Shivaji Center, for given this opportunity to be the participants on the 17th faculty induction program for the past 1 month it has been conducted. So today I am here to give a lecture on the topic called econometrics. It's a micro teaching lecture on econometrics. So first of all, what is econometrics is actually? People are thinking that we are studying a maths based oriented. Basically econometrics is nothing but it is an economic measurement. So we are studying a traditional theory, we are studying like a classical theory, we are studying a neoclassical theory. So how these theories has been connected into the mathematical, that is an application oriented. So that is called econometrics. So basically simply econometrics is nothing but it's a measurement of an economic theory, that's all. So before I begin to this brief introduction to econometrics, first what is etymology? Etymology, this is nothing but metrics. Metrics means measurement. Then econo means economics. So basically econometrics literally means it's an economic measurement or the measurement of the economic relationship. That's it. So the term econometrics is formed from the two Greek words. One is okovia, that is economy, and utopo, that is a measure. So what I told you, econometrics is nothing but an economic measurement, that is called utopia, economy, and utopo, that is measure. So econometrics can be defined as a branch of, it is one of the branch of economics, that's all. It's a branch of economics concerned with the empirical estimation of economic relationship. There is another definitions of econometrics also. So the father of econometrics is Ragnar Fish. The father of econometrics is Ragnar Fish, and he is the first editor of the journal of Econometrica. He mentioned that the mutual penetration of quantitative economic theory and statistical observation is the essence of econometrics. And econometrics is a combination of economic theory, mathematical economics, and statistics, but it completely distinct from each one of these three branches. What is economics is saying? We are studying a theory. Let us take an example of demand theory. Demand is a function of price, law of demand. The demand theory says this, it's an inverse or there's a negative relationship between the price and the quantity demanded, keeping other factors as a constant. So how this theory can be converted into mathematical form? So what I mentioned, demand is a function of price. Y is equal to f of x. It's a mathematics. Y is equal to f of x. It's a simple maths. So demand is a y, is a function of x. X is a price. That's all. So y is equal to f of x. Demand is a function of price. This is a max. Now, what is the role of statistics here? Statistics is nothing but we have to collect the data. So, what is the price of the vegetables? How much quantity that each and every individual consumers has been buying. So, this is for the statistics can teach you. So, that is what econometrics is, a combination of economic theory, mathematical economics, and statistics, but it completely distinct from each one of these three branches of economics. Then econometrics deals with the measurement of economic relationship. What is the relationship between the price and the quantity? What is the relationship between the consumption and the income of the people, savings and investment of the people? So it is an integration of economic, mathematical economics, and statistics with an objective to provide numerical values to the parameters of economic relationship. So econometrics is concerned with the empirical determination or quantification of theoretical postulations. So economics, management, political science, etc. So we can use econometrics in any field. Then econometrics is defined as the social science in which tools of economic theory, mathematical economics, and statistical inferences are applied to the analysis of economic phenomena. So this has been given by the Goldberg in 1964. What he mentioned, it's a combination of social science. Econometrics is a social science in which the tools of economic theory, mathematical economics, and statistical inferences are applied analysis of the economic phenomena. Then according to Gerard Tinter in 1968, econometrics consists of the application of mathematical statistics to the economic data to lend empirical support to the models constructed by mathematical economics and to obtain the numerical results. Then according to Oscar Lange, econometrics is the science which deals with the determination of statistical methods of concerned quantitative law occurring in economic life. So that is also econometrics. So these are the other definitions in the econometrics according to Oscar Lange, Goldberg, Tinter, Ragnar Fish. So who is the father of econometrics? Ragnar Fish. We are saying that who is the father of economics? Adam Smith. But basically father of economics is not Adam Smith. Earlier it is when you can studying about the Indian knowledge system, the Indian knowledge system teach you that father of economics is a Kaudalya Arthasastra. Okay, come to the point of econometrics. Now, econometrics has been, now we know what is econometrics, right? So, econometrics is a combination of economic theory. Econometrics is a combination of economic theory, mathematical economics, and statistics. So, when you are studying economics plus statistics, economics plus mathematics, that is called a mathematical economics. So, even in our UG graduate level also, we are studying the same thing. The first semester we are studying statistics, and the second semester we are studying mathematical economics, and in the third or fourth semester we are studying some econometrics or something like that. So economics plus mathematics is equal to mathematical economics, mathematical economics plus statistics is equal to econometrics. So if you want to know about econometrics, it is mandatory that you have to study statistics and mathematical economics. That is economics plus mathematics, then mathematical economics plus statistics. Okay, why econometrics is a separate discipline? Earlier we are use this econometrics only in the social sciences. Even in sciences also now they are using when you are doing a regression and correlation analysis, everything like that. So why econometrics is a separate discipline? Economic theory actually I am going to discuss about here 4 points. One is called economic theory, second is about mathematical economics, third is about economic statistics, fourth is about mathematical statistics. So economic theory makes a statement that are mostly qualitative in nature, while econometrics give empirical content to most economic theory. And then mathematical economics is to express economic theory in mathematical form without empirical verification verification of the theory. So while econometrics is mainly interested in the later, then economic statistics is mainly concerned with the collecting, processing, and analyzing and presenting the economic data. So it does not concerned with using the collected data to test economic theories alone. Then mathematical statistics provides many tools of economic studies, but econometrics supplies the later with many special methods of quantitative analysis based on economic data. Let me give a good example of some economic theory. So as I told you that demand is depends on price. So on the prices of other commodities, on consumers' income and on fixed. So when you write in mathematical form, that is y is equal to f of x. It's a simple economic mathematical form. Okay, suppose I'm not feeling well, I'm going to the doctor. Doctor is saying that okay, some of my functions in the body is not feeling good. Suppose I have a fever, so first I'm concerned with the doctor. Doctor says give some medicines. So after 2 or 3 days, again the fever is coming. So what doctor told me, go do some blood test. So in the blood test we can know whether I have a typhoid or malaria or whatever maybe, right? So that is some of my functions in the body is not feeling well. So y is equal to f of x. But maybe other factors can also sometimes maybe I can due to the climate change or due to the water's the problem. So other factors also influencing for me to for what are the health problem that I have. So what simply I will tell you other one example. So demand is not only a function of price. Suppose you want to eat dosa, or suppose you want to buy some bags. So when you are buying a bag, like a school bags or whatever maybe. So when you are buying any particular product, price alone is not influencing to buy the particular product. Maybe other factors is also there. For some people's price may be the important factor. For some other people, they won't bother about the price. No, I don't want bother about the price. I want only the quality, quantity, taste. So these are the factors are keeping as a constant. So whenever you can buy any product or anything, price is a major factor. That's why we are saying that demand is a function of price. What about other factors like quality, quantity, taste, preference? These are the factors keeping as a constant. So when I adding in econometrics, what I can do, in a simple mathematics, I can put y is equal to f of x. When I can convert it to the mathematical economics, the theory I'm converting into the mathematical form. Y is equal to a plus bx. So y is a dependent variable, x is an independent variable. Then what is this a plus b? A plus b is nothing but a slope and a parameter. Parameter. So economic theory should come first because it sets the hypothesis about economic behavior, which should be tested with applications of econometric techniques. Then in testing a theory, we start from its mathematical formulation with which constitutes the model or the mathematical hypothesis. Then I can give so many examples in econometrics. Actually, we are studying micro and macroeconomics, then there is a lot of development economics, agricultural economics, political economy, financial economics. Let us give some example of macroeconomics. We are studying that consumption is a function of income. So consumption expenditure is a function of income or wealth. Then let us take development economics. We are studying that hourly earning depends on hourly earning is a function of education. Then labor productivity. Then if you come to the microeconomics, demand is a function of price. Then if you come to the political economy, election outcome is a function of economic performance or populism. Then if you come to the financial economics, debt or equity is a function of corporate tax or capital gains tax or inflation rate, etc. Then if you move on to the business economics, let's take example, sales is a function of price or advertisements or expenses. Then if you come to the agricultural economics, crop yield is a function of temperature, rainfall and fertilizations. Okay, so there is a procedure for testing a theory in econometrics. So first we want to know what is economic theory. Second, we have to convert the economic theory into the mathematical form of the theory or a model. Third, we have to estimate the estimation, the coefficient like beta naught and beta 1 or A or B or whatever may be. Then confirmation of model with the data. Then after that, once you can confirm the model, you have to reject the theory if incompleted with the data. If you don't have the data, then we have to reject the theory. That's a hypothesis. Without a statement, without a data, we cannot able to come to the conclusion. So once you can suppose if I accept the theory or compatible with data, otherwise we can revise the theory if incomplete with the data. Then confirmation with the new data. So first the theory is main thing, then mathematical form, then estimation of the coefficient, then confirmation of the theory with the data, then reject the theory if incomplete with data, accept the theory of complete with data, then revise the theory with the incomplete with the data. Then there are the goals. Econometrics are certain goals. What are the three main goals of econometrics? One is analyzing, that is testing of economic theory. That is the main goal. Second, policy making. Why we are doing all these things in econometrics? What is the purpose of converting the theory into the mathematical form, then collecting the data. So for the policy making, nowadays governments are bringing more policies, social sector, social spending, government's social spending schemes. So policy making is supplying numerical estimates of the coefficients of economic relationship, which may be then used for the testing and decisions making. Then forecasting. Let us take using the numerical estimates of the coefficient in order to forecast the future values of the economic magnitude. Then, why study econometrics? First, to provide empirical support to the theories. So, theory makes the statements or hypotheses that are mostly quantitative in nature, but they do not provide numerical measurement of the proposed idea. Theory is a theory, that's all. Theory is a fact. But I cannot be able to say the data is a fact. Maybe the data can change after 5 years, maybe after 10 years. Okay, so example, let us take a law of demand. In 10 years before, the price of tomato or onion may be somewhere like 10 rupees or 15 rupees. Now the price of tomato and onion may be increases, right? So in a given situation, how to quantify this law, and econometrics comes to the rescue. So second thing is to provide an empirical support to the mathematical model. So you have to create the mathematical model. This is common in economics and finances. Third thing, for academician, researchers can use this econometrics in economics, finance, management making, etc. Then for students, they can learn how to forecast, then they can learn about the consumer's behavior, etc. So there are some methodology in econometrics. One is there are 8 points in the methodology of econometrics. So one is called the statement of the theory, then the specification of the mathematical model of the theory, then specification of the statistical or econometric for econometrics model, then obtaining the data, then estimation of the parameter of the econometrics model, then hypothesis testing, then forecasting or prediction, then using the model for control or policy purposes. So what is statement of the theories? Let us take Keynesian consumption function. Okay, Keynesian has stated that consumption is a function of income. But my consumption is alone is not only the function of income. Maybe after 60 or 65 years of retirement, do you think I don't have income? Then how can I say that I don't have income? I'm in retirement, so I'm sitting in home. Only my PF or something, only savings or something has been helping for running my life. So consumption, whenever the consumption increases, income also increases, but not as much as the increase in the income. Okay, Keynesian stated that whenever the consumption increases, income also increases, but nowadays it is not happening. One side the prices keep on increasing, but our income remains the same. Okay, so it means that the marginal propensity to consume for a unit change in income is greater than the zero, but less than the unit. What Keynesian saying that Keynesian statement is consumption increases as income increases. Suppose my income is increases, do you think that my consumption has been increases? Of course, 0.5 or 0.2 or something like that, but not as much as. Okay, I will give you one good example. Let us take an example that now I am in the age of 40. Okay, my income may be 50,000. At the age of 42 or 45, maybe let us take as 1 lakh. So automatically I can go for a good food. But what about my consuming level? Let us take today I'm eating 4 idli a day. After 5 years, do you think that I can eat 4 idli a day? No. My income is keeping on increasing. But what about the consuming? What about the idli that I am consuming? Idli or dosa that I am consuming, maybe it reduced because of my age fact. Okay. So Keynesian stated consumption increases as income increases, but not as much as the increase in the income. Then how to this models, how this economic theory has been specification of the mathematical model of the theory. So how you can convert this statement into the mathematical model. What is here? Y is equal to f of x. That is consumption expenditure is a function of income. What I told you, that what is the theory saying that Keynesian stated consumption increases as much as income increases. So how this theory has been converted to the mathematical form? Y is equal to f of x. That is y is nothing but a consumption expenditure, x is nothing but a income. Now let me give that in a pure mathematical form. Y is equal to a plus bx. Okay, y is equal to a plus bx, or y is equal to beta naught plus beta 1 x. beta 1 x. So what is this beta naught and beta 1? It's a parameter. Okay, so beta naught, beta 1, beta 2, all these things are a parameter. Or beta 1 is intercept and beta 2 is a slope, or y is equal to alpha plus beta x. Alpha is intercept and beta is a slope. Then specification of the statistical or econometrics model. Now we have to collect the data and we have to use the we have to specify the theory with the statistical or econometric model. Then fourth, we have to collect the data. As I told you, we have to collect the data. Then we have to estimate the data. Then we have to test the theory. So are these theory has been tested? Then forecasting or prediction. Then use this using the model for control or policy purpose. These are the methodology of the econometrics. Then let me come to the anatomy of econometrics modeling. What is the anatomy of econometrics modeling? First is economic theory. Second is a mathematical model of the theory. Third is econometrics model of the theory. Fourth is data has to be collected. Fifth is estimation of the econometric model. Then hypothesis testing. Then forecasting or predictions. Then using the model to control or for policy purposes. Okay, there are the types of econometrics. One is theoretical economics, one is applied econometrics. So in the theoretical econometrics, we are studying, as I told you, we are studying a classical, neoclassical theory. Nowadays, there is a theory called the Bayesian theory. Even in classical, and even in applied also, we are doing the Bayesian econometrics analysis. Then I will move on to the topic called the nature of regression analysis. So whenever you are doing any econometrics analysis, it's my humble request, you can go start from the basic regression analysis. Many people have collected the data. Everyone has been strong in theory, I hope so. So after collecting the theory, after knowing the theory, the peoples can learn some mathematical models. But what is the problem here is, once they collect the data, they don't know how to analyze the data first. First of all, they want to understand what is data at all, right? So why should I have to collect the data like income, like socioeconomic conditions, like demographic profiles? So first you want to understand what is the data. Then after collecting the data, some people straight away they can go for some high-level statistical analysis. That is not good. You have to start from the base. So the basic is a regression analysis. That is enough. So here now we are going to discuss about the nature of the regression analysis. What is regression analysis? So actually the regression was introduced by Francis Galton. Then by the words of Galton, the regression is nothing but the regression is the mediocrity. So regression is nothing but it's a tendency for a tall, let us example, the tendency for tall parents to have tall children and for the short parents to have the short children. Okay, this is an example. What people are thinking, if a son or a daughter is height, it may be considered that, okay, maybe her father is height. If a girl is a fair, maybe it can assume that, okay, the girl is from, maybe the mother is fair. Okay, it's a tendency. But the average height of the children born from parents or a given height tendency to move or regress towards the average height is the population as a whole. Okay, so what is regression analysis? Regression analysis is concerned with the study of the dependent of one variable, the dependent of one variable on the dependent on one or more other variable. Okay, so regression analysis is concerned with the study of the dependence of one variable, the dependent variable on one or more other variable, that is the independent variable, with a view to estimating or predicting the population mean or average value of the former in terms of the known or fixed in repeating sampling values of the data. But the modern interpretation of regression analysis, the modern way is in interpreting a regression is regression analysis concerned with the study of the dependence of one variable on one or more independent variables. So with the view to estimating the mean or average value of the former in terms of the fixed values of the later. Okay. So there are some other terminology and notions in economics. Actually, we are talking about the dependent variable and independent variable, right? When you are studying any research paper, let us even if any literature papers, review papers in economics, this word the dependent variable and independent variable, they have some other notions and terminologies also. So what are the other name for the dependent variable? It may be called as a explained variable, it may be called as a predictant variable, it may be called as a regressant variable, it may be called as a response variable, it may be called as an endogenous variable, it may be called as an outcome variable, or it may be called as a controlled variable. Okay, so the term regression, the dependent variable is also called as explained variable, predictant variable, regression variable, response variable, endogenous variable, outcome variable, or controlled variable. When you can read the like review, some papers they may be called as it is an endogenous variable, it is a regression variable, it is an outcome variable, it is a controlled variable. Okay. On the other hand, we are also discussing about the independent variable. So what are the other names or terminology of the independent variable? Independent variable is also called as a predictor variable, regressor variable, stimulus variable, exogenous variable, covariate variable, or control variable. Independent variables are a controlled variable. Independent variables are a control variable. Dependent variables are called as a controlled. The variables has been controlled. Okay. So these are the terminology and the notions of the econometrics. Then the nature and source of data for econometrics. So basically, econometrics is nothing but we are to analyzing the data. Okay. So there are three types of data in econometrics. For the empirical analysis, let us take collecting data from RBI, Ministry of Finance, or government like NSSO, from government officials. So these are the data are called the empirical data. So there are three types of empirical data. One is called the time series data, then cross-section data, then panel data. Then so what is cross-section data? Cross-section data are a data on one or more variable collected at the same point of time. For example, data for people, households, business, countries, cities, etc. So what is cross-section data? Data collected on one or more variable at the same point of time. Then what is time series data? Time series data is a set of observation on the values that a variable takes a different time, such as data may be collected at a regular time in intervals. Let us take an example of daily stocks data, weather reports. Okay, then weekly data. The example money supply. So how much I'm spending. So that's a weekly data. Monthly data, unemployment rate, consumer price index, inflation. Okay, that's a monthly data. Then quarterly data, GDP in first quarter, GDP in second quarter, GDP in third quarter. Then quintil data, that is data collected in every 5 years. Then sometimes the data available for both quarterly as well as an annual. So these are the time series data. Then what about panel data? Panel data is called is a specific type of data. It's a combination of both cross-section and time series. That is called the panel data. Okay, in econometrics, we are also studying about the dummy variable. What is dummy variable is actually, dummy variable is when the variables are qualitative in nature. It's not a quantity. Qualitative in the sense, we are collecting the data in the during the survey, primary survey. In nature, then the data is recorded in the form of indicators function. So the values of the variable do not reflect the magnitude of the data, but they reflect only the presence or absence of the characteristics. Suppose, for example, I'm taking a data like a religion, gender. Okay, so all these data are the qualitative variable. Okay, religion. Take an example of religion. One is like a Hindu, two is a Christian, three is a Muslim. Gender. Gender is one for male, two for female, three for transgender, like that. Okay, so such values are denoted by the dummy variable. For example, these values can be represented as 1 represent the male, 0 represent the female. Similarly, 1 represent the liking of taste, and 0 represent the disliking of the taste. Okay, so this is called a dummy variable. So finally, I am going to discuss about the steps in econometrics. What are the steps in econometrics? Before you going for any an analysis, that is any econometrics tools, you have to follow the different steps. First, you have to identify your research issue. Okay, we are studying theory. We are yes, I know the theory, I know the maths, I know the econometrics. Everything is fine, but there is some steps when you are following the econometrics. The first step is identify your research issue. Second, select the variable. Third, check data availability. And fourth, specify the econometric model. Fifth, collect the data. Six, model estimation. Seven, you have to test your hypothesis. And last, using estimated model for economic forecasting for prediction or for policy making. So these are the following steps you have to be follow while you are been going for the econometric analysis. I will repeat it again. While you are using any econometrics model or econometrics techniques, you have to follow these 8 steps. First, you should be very clear in your identifying the research issue. What is your research issue? Second, select a variable. Third, whether the data has been available or not. Fourth, specify the econometrics model, what model that you are going to be used. Fifth, data should be collected. Sixth, model estimation, hypothesis testing. And last, you have to estimate the model for forecasting and predictions. So this is the basic econometrics. So thank you for hearing my lectures. Thank you.